So hi, welcome to Good Noise Podcast with Lance from Ashes to New. We're gonna ask him some questions today. I'm gonna start. So what inspired you guys to start the band, and what does the band name mean?
That is actually a Matt Brandyberry question. Um, I am like 90% original member.
Okay.
Somebody was just holding
Okay.
my place for like 10% of the time.
Okay.
Um, but he came up with the band name from an old lyric that he had. It might not have been for a From Ashes to New song. It might have been in like one of the many local bands from back in the day, but I'm terrible with like remembering that stuff. I just know it was a line in one of his songs. I can't remember how the line went,
Mhm.
Okay.
but then I guess he just thought it sounded cool and went with it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
All right.
pretty simple.
Simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on while I crack open a cold one.
Old monster. Solid. And what inspired the band to start?
Yeah. How'd you guys meet?
Yeah.
Well, since our story is a little bit different now that we have a couple different members,
Mhm.
I met them via the old drummer.
Okay.
I played in a band called Emphatic many moons ago. Back, they were on Atlantic Records, so we were with a good company like Hailstorm and other bands like that.
Mhm.
So being on that label, we had toured with Hailstorm. Tim, our old drummer, was RJ's drum tech for a long time, so they were best friends.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I went to go hang out with Joe from Hailstorm when we were both in LA at the time, and then I just walked in the door. Tim's sitting there. I'm like, "Oh, hey Tim, what's up?" Because I knew Tim a long time ago. We used to work together at the same place in Pennsylvania
Mhm.
Okay.
back in 2004. It's just weird timing and just small world type of stuff.
Yeah.
But then they needed a guitar player, and they had suggested me, and then I came in, and then Matt Madiro came from the band Trivium.
Okay.
He decided that we're way cooler,
Then
and
Trivium.
we're way better looking, and he just wanted to come on over and help us out.
Of course,
So I don't know.
Okay.
Then Trivium. Okay.
Mhm.
Small
Hey,
world.
wow. Sick. So congrats on your newest release, Panic. How do you feel about the response to the album so far?
Oh man, I'm the weird one about this. I like to put stuff out that I feel is great. I love the record, but I don't really like look at everyone's comments like this is the greatest thing ever. Like I just put it out like, yeah, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally love it, so I think it's gonna do awesome. So I mean, I guess I should ask you, is it doing awesome?
Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, we listened to it and when it came out, and if I'm
Mhm.
being honest, I'm gonna be honest with you. We both didn't really like it.
We weren't the biggest fan
Yeah,
of it.
but we got a chance, obviously, to listen to it again once we got the interview opportunity, and I fucking love it. On
Yeah, I
second,
listened to it.
third, fourth, fifth.
Yeah, I
100%.
listened
Not
to it 4 times today.
not everything hits you the right way the first time around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like that with a lot of music. It is a lot. It's not.
Yeah.
This kind of took some people by surprise. Some of
Mhm.
our longtime fans, and it even took them a few listens to be like, oh, I get it now. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it just happens. That's
I mean,
But-
no,
oh,
your
sorry.
interview.
You,
You
no,
can go.
you go ahead.
Yeah,
You go
it's your
ahead. I'm
interview.
done.
All right, fine. I saw the promo for the record, like ads and stuff, and I was instantly like intrigued by your sound and everything. I was just a little bit disappointed on like that first listen when I heard it. I was like, this is not what I was expecting, and then got to listen to it again, and I was like, okay, this is a lot better than
Really
I
good.
remember
Yeah.
it being. So,
What was the first song that you listened to?
I think Panic was probably the ads I was seeing.
Mm.
I think, yeah.
Mhm.
All right,
About you?
Oh, the first song that I listened to was the opening track.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of the name.
What the hell is the open? I don't even know the order
Oh
of the
my
songs on our
Stars that I'm
record.
holding or whatever it
Wait,
is.
here, I have your Spotify right here. Yeah, Scars That I'm Hiding.
Oh, you mean Scars in My Hiney? That's what we call it.
That's amazing.
I
So
love
if
it.
we're like rehearsing and playing it, that's what we sing instead of the actual name.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
that's
gotta
great.
keep it fun.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gotta keep
Um,
it fresh.
So I actually want to talk about the opening or the title track for a second. You guys recorded that music video for it, right? As the world was shutting down, correct?
Yeah, that was a weird time. That was right at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can you like talk to me about how that was, how that experience was?
Okay, well we had the label convinced to let us make a music video for this song. It wasn't even supposed to be the first single. We just really fought for it. We felt like it would be the one. And that was before anything went down in the world. It was still a safe time, but we just felt that the song was strong enough on its own. Fast forward, it kind of happens to play into that accidentally, you know, giving people a different purpose for listening to the lyrics of the song and relating. Music video wise, we actually had it planned. We had a really whack ass idea planned out for this video involving like an army of droids and some really weird militaristic takeover. It was insane. We had all the CG planned, and then slowly but surely everything started getting like stripped back. Oh, you can't have this crew because of COVID. You can't go here because of COVID. You can't do this. They're like, well, what can we do? Well, you guys can go over here in this office building and just kind of do something.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's our only option. You mind if we destroy this middle section of this aisle real quick? We'll pay you guys. It's fine.
Yeah. Do you think when the world does open back up, you'll maybe redo it in the way that you envisioned for the first time?
Make a separate music video. I've never thought about that.
What?
I don't think good. Me don't do good thinking. That's actually a great idea.
Look at that, Glory.
Yeah.
And I actually want to ask, like, how did this pandemic affect like the entire album rollout? Because it seems like you guys started it right as the world was shutting down.
That's another thing. You just don't know what's going to happen. So we had the record done. We had it tracked beginning of December, maybe late November. So then it has to go through its mastering phase, mix and master. Then after that, some labels take a long time, some don't, but the average, like maybe like a 6-month rollout before you can actually place it on shelves, on shelves, I should say. You know what I mean? So there's this whole plan that goes into it. And that plan started pretty much right when the pandemic happened. Everyone's scratching their heads like, what do we do? Do we hold on to this for even longer? Like, we almost thought that the record might not come out for way later as things start to pick up, because most labels like to release things on a tour basis. Like if you have a big tour, like, all right, that's the good time to put your record out for promotion and all that. So they're kind of sitting there like, all right, maybe touring is going to come back any minute now. And then it just did, and kept getting pushed. Like, well, we got these songs, we got to get it out. We don't really have a choice. So if it were up to some people, maybe it would still be sitting on a record, but we just decided that it needed to come out. So they did the typical like 6-month rollout. Came out in August. And I mean, the reception has been great. Everything's been great. It's just leaving people hungry for a live show. I mean, not like they aren't already, but that's kind of where we're at. Like, damn, man, I wish we could tour on this record. I mean, but what if touring doesn't come back and this record's 2 years old and
you guys have another record out by then?
Exactly.
That's right. That's why we kind of just started some new ideas, just very slowly but surely writing some new tunes, just getting ready for the next one in case we can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know that's what like every band under the sun is doing. Like this year's going to be massive for music because everyone was locked in their house for a year.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it's going to be very. I'm assuming everyone's just going to write some depressing shit
about quarantine.
Honestly.
So we're going to get 9 gajillion quarantine songs again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about the acoustic songs.
Yeah, I don't know.
The acoustic.
It's hard to say where everyone's head is at, but I try to like write things based on like obviously how I'm feeling, but I kind of like to put myself in other shoes. So hopefully we can write some stuff that's not just like, yep, the world sucks today. You're all alone. Yep. Like I feel like that's what everyone's shit is going to sound like. I don't know if that's true or not, but
only time will tell.
Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit about your writing process for this album?
All right. This was the first time that we decided to have some outside help. Typically, every band writes with other people. It's just how it goes. This was our first time doing it, picking out a few other capable people that we have kind of looked up to their previous track record. We wrote 2 songs with Johnny Andrews, who is known for his #1 hits with Hailstorm and 3 Days Grace and whatnot. He's a cool guy. Love working with him. We did Change My Past with him. Also What I Get, we did that with him. We went out and we did the record with Colin Britton, who produced the last couple Papa Roach albums, like A Day to Remember, stuff like that. He's also a great writer. We did quite a few sets with him, mostly like lyrical stuff with him. We came with like some music pretty much, and he'd help enhance that. Lyrically, he's really good. Let's see, did we write with anybody else? Eric Ron is the guy that recorded Panic, the song Panic.
Yeah.
Also recorded the song Wait for Me.
Okay.
And maybe a couple more that people might hear another day. I don't know. Maybe we might have a couple more songs planned for release. You guys don't know. We don't know.
Like bonus track kind of things? Like
like B-sides?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. You didn't hear it here, but
okay. All right.
But yeah, Eric Ron's a great guy. He's a fantastic writer. You probably know him from pretty much, I don't want to say every Warped Tour band ever, but that's his specialty scene.
That scene.
Okay.
Okay.
He also did the last Godsmack record, and he's doing the new one as well, I believe. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Might have to cut that out. I don't know.
We'll figure it out soon.
We'll see. I don't know.
We'll see, yeah.
Well, if we start getting cease and desist letters,
I was about
we'll
to
know.
say, yeah.
Like the latest Black Veil Brides single.
Okay.
They did that with him.
Okay.
Oh, that's sick.
So that's our team that we have right now, that we didn't know what to think going into writing. Because like, we just like writing by ourselves because it's our music, it's our feelings, we're selfish, whatever. But I love it. It's so much more freeing to work with other people and bounce your ideas back and forth and hear what they have to say. It's just, there's a reason why it's a process, and I love it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
very cool. So I guess you guys will be doing that more in the future since you loved it so much.
I hope so, but that's the thing in itself. Like we actually are trying to get out and work with Eric, but we can't travel, and like he kind of gets booked up easily too. If there is a chance that he can work, so it's kind of hard unless you're writing on Zoom or something like that, which is a possibility. But that's kind of what we're doing already between ourselves. But something about the in person, like we're all just like get off an airplane, go to the guy's studio, sit down and just jam, write out some songs together. Like that's where the magic is.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard to get that over the internet, I guess.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about your headspace while writing the record?
Nice.
What let me ask you, what do you think? That record, the Panic, is not a happy record.
Yeah, I'm like,
Shane said it perfectly when we were talking about
this album just encapsulates sad, like in a nutshell.
That was on purpose, obviously.
Yeah.
But the very initial theme of the record, like I was talking with Matt, I'm like, I know like Matt did most of the first record, Day One. The Future was our first time like having Danny come in, and we're all kind of sitting around writing together. That was more of like, all right, how do we work with these guys? We kind of just met, like that's when Danny first came to the band. So it's kind of like, what direction we want to take? Let's just see what happens. So that's why The Future was the way that it was. But now that we're more comfortable with each other, we're able to like be like, Matt, look, the first record, Day One, was great. You talked a lot about being the underdog and overcoming. Let's take it a different direction this time. Let's not do what we did on The Future. Let's try something new. Like, what haven't we done yet? I guess we haven't really let the audience hear what we're holding on to in our heads inside. Like the stuff that like we kind of push to the side to be like, all right, no, it's all about you guys. You guys can overcome it. We did it. You're strong. Keep fighting. While we're fighting our own shit. We're just not letting you guys see it.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, maybe we should actually let them feel what we're going through, pretty much. That was the idea.
Okay, that makes sense. Just kind of like seeing the man behind the curtain, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Pretty much just letting them know, hey, we are just the same as you.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, I respect that. Will like the stuff that you're working on right now, I know it's still in early stages, but will it have like a mix of like that empowering stuff and like what's going on in the head, or are we going to do a whole nother record like this?
Man. You could do a whole another record like this easily, but I don't know if that's the option. I don't know if that's what we want to go for. Like you said, like maybe going back a little bit to the empowerment part of From Ashes to New, probably mixed with a little bit of the sad boy hours that we have here today, and then hope maybe an idea is maybe not. Maybe we're pissed off. Maybe we want to be a little bit more aggressive, do almost a heavier record
Okay.
than we've done. Like maybe some stuff that you're used to, but then maybe take a chance on maybe 5 or 6 songs that are way more aggressive than we've ever been.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something I could get behind, because like the record was ultra sad, but like you kept the tempo up, which is something I appreciate. Like when the record's sad and it's also just sad, I don't want to listen to it. So at least like you made it enjoyable on the ears while listening to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, speaking of upcoming possible songs that you may or may not have, I was looking through your Spotify and I noticed you didn't have like any features on your songs, like EPs and albums. Will those new songs have features, and is there a reason why you don't feature anybody else on your records?
Well, Plead the Fifth, maybe. I can't discuss this yet.
Oh.
Most of the reason for like the past few records not having features is pretty much on it. I'm just gonna be transparent and honest. We asked for features and we couldn't get them.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of it's partially on the team that we had at the time. The label goes through different teams all the time, always getting new personnel. That's just how it goes. Some people do a good job, they get to stay. They don't do a good job, they go. Our team at the time, when we started doing the Future record, we had a song called The Future that was very rap heavy, that we fought so hard to get NF as a feature. That was before NF was even had a #1 song. That was what Let You Down was his big song everyone knows him for. It was before that happened. We found him. We're like, this guy's going to be big. We really like this guy. We should get him as a feature now, because he's going to blow up. It's only going to help us.
Yeah.
And our team then's like, you know what? We can't afford. No, you guys just do it yourself. Like, it's that kind of shit. Like, we're just used to having to bite the bullet and just do things ourselves. But we have made some friends who may or may not have done us a favor. I cannot discuss anything else with you right now about that.
Okay, that's fair. I just wanted to ask.
You guys did have a feature on this record, though, right? The guy from In Flames did a song, right?
Yeah, on the radio version of the song. Okay. Yeah. All right. He helped Danny out. I guess it's just a nice blend of Danny and him just screaming.
Hell yeah.
That's sick. This is you.
No.
What? Okay.
You can both read it at the same
time. So while listening to the record, what band or artist influence pop out the most to you?
I guess it depends on which song you're listening to, but it should be pretty obvious on Death of Me and Nothing to hear where those influences came from. And yes, it was on purpose. Take like Death of Me, the opening riff. What does that remind you of? Actually, Death of Me was meant to kind of sound similar to 3 different artists in the same time. Like, we wanted a song that, you're going to hear the Linkin Park. You're going to hear that riff right off the bat. You're like, oh shit, that's kind of like one step closer. Yeah, we did it on purpose in our own way, just to make you feel the way you did when you heard One Step Closer, not to copy anything. And then also just the way that the chorus hits, the way the melody works. Like, I'm like, damn, that's kind of like the Getting Away with Murder era of Papa Roach. That's kind of cool. I like that. So you got like Linkin Park, you got Papa Roach, and then honestly, some of the older 3 Days Grace kind of in the riffing with that song. Kind of, it's just the best time in music for us. That's when we were growing up. We kind of wanted to put that feeling into one song. Same thing with Nothing. That's another Linkin Park inspired one. It's got that jump that Bleed It Out has. We're not trying to copy anything. Everyone's, this sounds like Linkin Park. What's funny is people are like, you guys sound like Linkin Park. You should do songs like this sound like Linkin Park then. So we put out Nothing, and then I've seen some comments like, I don't know, this sounds too much like Linkin Park.
Make a song that sounds like Linkin Park. That's too much like Linkin Park. That's way too much. Come on.
Exactly. God,
take the Linkin Park meter and turn it down a little bit.
Exactly.
I don't know. I feel like we've done everything originally. Like, even though it has influences from other people, it doesn't sound to me. It doesn't sound like them. But
I didn't hear
other
anything.
Influences on this record. I don't know. I mean, Bring Me the Horizon's always
hear that.
a good influence to have, to somebody to look up to, I guess, in terms of fidelity and sound and production, because they're always kind of over the top
Mhm.
with some of their sounds. So we kind of look up to them.
And they're always ahead of the game too.
That's why they're
Yeah.
ahead of they're trendsetters. They're making the trend. You hear a lot of songs on the radio today. Like I was with Matt and Danny in the car. We had Octane on. Obviously, this is not shitting on anyone as a band.
Mhm.
It's just I heard some songs. I'm like, these choruses all sound the fucking same.
Mhm. That like
Yeah, that's
butt
usually how
rock
it is.
sounding
You know?
kind of
And that's-
shit.
But it's like they're all trying to copy Bring Me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like I hear the progression. I hear these like synth noise. I'm like, they did this already.
Hmm.
It's like, so Bring Me they are the trendsetters
Mhm.
Yeah.
for sure. So we definitely look up to them for that. But yeah, rock is in a weird place right now with the sounds. That's why we're kind of also, before we dive into actually writing songs completely, is deciding on what the next sound is going to be,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
because we also kind of want to be ahead of the game as well.
I get that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to be the trendsetters.
Exactly.
Hmm.
For sure.
Solid.
So this question should be like super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words.
Oh, 3 words. Yeah, we already said it. Sad boy hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
All
that
right.
was okay. All right,
Fine.
that's
I mean, I'll
I
take
think
it.
that's.
I'll take it because it's true.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
So, is there a certain feeling you want this album to invoke in listeners?
If you say sad, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. Interview's over if you say that.
absolutely depressed.
There you go.
Okay,
I'll
that's
take
better.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said earlier, this feeling that we're all the same. We all feel the same emotions. It's
Mhm.
no, it. You never have to feel alone, and whether it's like reaching out for help, or I don't know how you get your serotonin, or at the very least relate to others. If it's going to be
Yeah.
through music, you put this record on, like, oh shit, man, this is exactly how I feel at this moment. Like maybe I shouldn't just give up because this guy feels it too. I'm not by myself. Maybe I should
Mhm.
try harder. It's kind of just more of a connection
Yeah.
between us and everyone else. Put us all together. That's it. That was
Yeah.
the goal for this record. We did it in, yes, a sad way, sad but heavy.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you want to say that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
So like
Yeah.
unity almost.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Relatability.
Relatability, unity. Okay.
Wonderful.
So what song on this record took the longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
Mhm.
Took the longest to write. Let me think about this.
Okay.
I know which ones didn't take long to write. Panic was done in a day from
Wow.
start
Okay.
start to finish, like Inception, all that shit. That was actually the last day of we had booked in the studio. We were with Eric. We're supposed to fly home the next morning, and we're like, well, we got one song left that we didn't do. We wanted to call the record Panic. We don't have a song called Panic. So you guys want to write a song called Panic?
Yeah. Why not?
So Danny had a guitar riff in his head. It was very close to what it is now. I'm like, that's a pretty cool riff, but like, I want to make it ugly. Just do like a descending, like single note thing with the riff that you're doing, make it ugly sounding. That's how we came up with the riff. We split up responsibilities on writing. Like Matt did verse 1, I did verse 2 raps. Matt and Danny went outside, did the chorus while they're going to Chipotle and Panda Express. Yeah, it's crazy. And then me and Eric are sitting in there working on the bridge together musically. So like, all right, we want a heavy breakdown. Let's put a bridge in there while they're doing the chorus. That's just it was good teamwork. One day, Panic was done, and you know it's good because songs don't usually take a day to write. If they do take only a day, they're usually good.
Yeah.
Kind of it just came to you.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same way Side Effects was for me. Side Effects is mostly my brainchild from me being on antidepressants forever. So that's where it stemmed from. So lyrically, I knew what I wanted to talk about. That's always a good start for writing songs, when you actually have something to say.
Mhm.
You don't just have to make shit up, because then it kind of gets hard actually.
Yeah.
So when you're more honest, it's easy to come up with a theme. So then I'm like, well, the way I feel about it, I feel like it has to kind of be moody and haunting, which I'm thinking, all right, let's try to make it spooky. So that's how it starts out, kind of spooky sounding.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then it goes into a heavy riff. I wanted it to be as bipolar,
Mhm.
being a heavy riff, then all of a sudden it pulls itself back into like more subdued,
Mhm.
and it goes back in because it's all back and forth.
Mhm.
So that was on purpose to match the lyrics, yada yada. That's one that kind of just came to me. So we did that in a day, but the raps weren't written. We did the raps in the studio. We wrote that. So the song was written like 2 months prior, and then we went in the studio and wrote the raps as we did them, pretty much. So I guess technically that one took the longest.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a very like quick process. 2 months being like the longest. Usually we get like, oh, we had this one for like 3 years and then we redid it again.
There's always songs that you sit on. Like we probably have like 50 ideas that we're sitting on. They're like, do we use this for a record or just write new stuff because it's not quite as good as it could be, or maybe we make it better? You never know.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do have stuff that we're sitting on, but we don't know if it's worth sitting on, worth bringing to light, or we'll see. I don't know.
All right.
No, that's right. Only time will tell. So how did the idea to blend metalcore and hip hop together come about? It's like a really unique combination of two genres.
We didn't do that. Like I said, Linkin Park already did it.
Mhm.
All we did was take the heavy stuff, like on day one. Day one is metalcore.
Mm-hmm.
So that record had more of that style identity to it than we have now.
Yeah.
Panic is still heavy and whatnot, but like the metalcore side of it was definitely day one.
Mhm.
That was also kind of what Matt was influenced by at the time, like bands like Amity Affliction, the old Atreyu, like as I like to say, that the triplet bands, the digga that style, because that's just what it was. That was the Warped Tour scene at the time, but Linkin Park already did it with the rap and the rock, just replaced the rock groove of it with your when you're digga
Yeah.
Okay. I figured that, like, I know you guys didn't like reinvent the wheel or anything and come up with your own genre, but it didn't sound like Linkin Park, because I feel like yours is more hip hop influence, whereas theirs is more like rap rock influence kind of thing. So that's why I wanted to ask. That's all.
I mean, if anything, before I was actually in the band, I thought that Matt had more of his influences based off of Hollywood Undead rather than Mike Shinoda.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So that's probably why you're hearing more hip hop compared to
Okay. So before the world shut down, you guys were on a tour with Skillet. I want to ask how that came about.
Skillet and myself and Matt, we're all friends.
Okay.
We all see each other at pretty much every festival. We all just hang out, talk with each other. So like, how about the last festival we did together? I can't remember what it was, but we were there. We're like, hey, we just recorded our new record and talking about Panic. We just did this. You guys want to check it out? Played some stuff for him. Like, it's time. Let's make it happen. Let's tour together. We talk about it, but now's a good time for both of us. We got this coming out. You guys got this coming out. Let's put them both together on a package. And that was more based on friendship than, let's say, a professional team behind the scenes, which it usually is your management, booking agent, talking with other bands and their teams. But this time it was just us, just shooting the shit.
Okay.
Simple.
And then, like, that tour ended because of the pandemic. So it was that, like, being out.
We only missed 2 shows.
Okay.
Oh,
Luckily.
okay.
All right.
Luckily, it was only 2.
Like that getting home kind of thing. I know you guys weren't like overseas, because we've talked to bands like that. But was there any sort of like pressure to get home?
No, I still wanted to go to the arcade.
Okay.
Whenever we found out, I'm like, we got this day off. Let's just enjoy the day off before we go home. So we went to the arcade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I was in no hurry.
Okay. All right.
That's fair. So where do you see the band in the next 5 years?
5 years, hopefully at least two records beyond what we have so far. 5 records in, that would probably put us somewhere on top of the world, maybe. Yeah. That's where I want to be.
As big as Linkin Park.
Yeah. Bigger
than
Linkin Park.
I don't know if any bands can, not just Linkin Park, but I mean, I don't know if any bands can do it anymore. It's such a new world that I don't think like we talked about Bring Me being trendsetters and being a huge band, but like I don't know if anyone can get to those old levels that they set so many years ago, because music was in such a different place then. Like that was like the main way people. I thought I saw a report the other day saying that video games have replaced music on like generationally, like of what is more important, even though music's an important part of video games, yada yada, but like music was always at the top of the list, and now it's kind of just like everyone can do it.
Well, it's so oversaturated now. So I don't know that anyone, including us, can get to that level, but still we can be on top of the world in whatever the tier is that we're at. That's what I want. Okay. All right. So for the last couple of questions, we're going to shift away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Even bigger boom.
So earlier we talked about Chipotle and Panda Express. Chipotle is Danny. Panda Express is me mostly. Matt loves it too, but if you were to slice me open, I would bleed out black pepper chicken and sweet fire chicken.
Okay.
Half chow mein, half rice.
It
would just come spilling out of my wrists.
Okay.
Horrifying.
So is that your meal?
That's my meal, and then probably a nice. We'll go with a venti blonde vanilla latte from Starbucks. It'd be fine.
All right.
Wow, that's a very happy combo. The latte and then just the I'll just eat Panda Express out of my veins. It's good.
Yeah, that's what I'd want.
It's good. It's good. So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
I don't know if you can tell this about me or even know anything about anime, but behind me I collect all these crazy Naruto statues. So
Naruto, yeah.
I would live in Leaf Village for a long time, and I'd probably never come back.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, screw the real world.
Honestly, yeah.
Completely valid. So I have the honor of asking the last question, and every single person you've spoken to has it the most important question. What's your favorite color?
Me and Matt Maduro are both into the color purple.
Okay.
Do you have a specific shade of purple?
Closer to pink-ish, if that makes sense. Like more neon-y, kind of like how I have set up behind me in a way.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I for some reason, I'm not a big fan of earth tones. Mostly yellow. I'm not a huge fan of yellow. I love green, though. For some reason, my aesthetic, I'm just like, I love neon stuff. Things that glow. I don't know.
All right.
Pretty much your gamer boys, RGB lights everywhere.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's fair.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
No.
Okay.
Because I can't talk about it. We tried talking about it earlier, but I'd love to plug it, but I just can't.
Well, I mean, we just had an album that you put out that we just chatted about for a half an hour. You can plug that.
I mean, we're just gonna plug the fact that maybe I didn't lie about having some B-side tracks coming out. Maybe, but hey, maybe I lied. We don't know.
Listen,
we're plugging the fact that I might be a liar. I might not be.
We can't disclose whether you're a liar or not. The world will just have to find out. All right. Well, thank you for sitting down with us. This has been Lance from Ashes to New, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.